Hey everyone, Tony from Mac the Movies here. And on a recent episode of my podcast, we talked about the film Alien Resurrection. Today I'm going to be talking about the video game based off the movie. Now, a lot of people have reviewed this game. They've talked about the troubled production of it, how it broke new ground with the dual analog sticks, but I'm not here to talk about any of that. Today I just want to find out if Alien Resurrection, the game, is just like the movie. Let's start with the game's look and feel. One thing that I learned when I was researching this game was that the developers were given tons of raw footage and behind-the-scenes designs to work off of, and it shows. It has plenty of locations from the movie, like Ripley's cell, the chapel, the Betty, and of course, the underwater area, which I think is the thing people remember most from this movie. Okay, maybe second most. A lot of the same weapons appear from the film as well. The game is a first-person shooter, so you don't see too many of the characters, but the few you do see in the game, or the intro, look spot on. They even recreated the failed clones. The aliens themselves have that brown color to them that they had in the film, except for a few who look like the warrior aliens with the ridge domes from the second movie. While we're on that subject, did you ever notice that the covers for some of the Alien Resurrection VHS tapes feature an alien that's not in the film? The aliens in the film had smooth domes and more of a fleshy, organic look. The one on the VHS has a ridge dome and a biomechanical look from the earlier films. If you look close, it also has the legs that the aliens had in Resurrection. So is this some unused model that made it onto the box? Or did they intentionally want an alien that resembled the second film to help sell the tape more? Let me know what you think. Want to see something funny that they recreated from the movie? If you remember, there's a scene where they shoot an alien in a certain spot which causes it to explode. Well, the same can be done here. One single bullet in the right spot will obliterate an alien. That is as humorous as the game gets. It doesn't really have the wacky feel of the film. If anything, it tries to be scarier than the movie. It also splits the characters up instead of having them be part of one big ragtag crew. I can't really go further without talking about the story of the game, so let's talk about that. You mostly play as Ripley in the game. She wakes up right as the aliens are taking over the Aruga. This game is not very concerned with the mystery over where her allegiances lie. She's here to just murder every single alien she can. You can also play as Call, DeStefano, and Christy. They all have different missions, but none of them resemble anything that happens in the movie. They also only ever interact over video. The one character you do interact with during the gameplay is the character Purvis. Now remember, in the movie they find him and Ripley senses that he has an alien in him. They try to keep him alive until they can freeze him later on the ship. So naturally, you'd assume there will be some kind of escort mission involved in this, and for the rest of the game, you have to ensure his survival. Never mind, he dies like a minute after saving him. Oh, no! Also, there was no reason to take him to the ship to save him, because all throughout the game, you find these handy radiation devices that can kill the chest burster in you in case you get face hugged. This was not in the movie at all. Like in the movie, you have to destroy all the failed Ripley clones, but unlike the movie, they're scattered all over the ship. You even get to see the tragic Ripley 7 clone. And like in the film, you have to mercy kill her. It is just as emotionally gripping as it was in the film. So I remember when I was a kid, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see how she fights the queen this time.
Yeah.
And then I was eventually disappointed. Well, thanks to this game, I finally got my wish. You meet the queen pretty early in the game, and instead of being stuck on her back because she grew a giant vagina, she instead walks and runs around trying to get you. You can even kill her. which makes the ending of the game a little confusing. There's plenty of aliens running around this ship, but the game felt the need to add way more humans. The soldiers in the movie kinda die pretty quick, and the main characters only have like one scene where they shoot them. The game gives you hundreds to shoot. They also added more human prisoners that are different from the human cargo that the Betty crew delivered. So then we get to the ending. You find the Queen Alien, who I thought was dead. And you finally get to see the newborn. This encounter is more action-oriented than the one in the film. You have to slow it down with an electric gun and fight off other aliens as you make your way to the Betty. And of course, since this is Alien, you know damn well that the alien is going to end up in that ship. The first time I saw this level, I got super excited because you have to trap the newborn alien in the cargo bay. I assumed we were going to get the super violent, over-the-top death from the film. Instead, you just open the door and it falls out. And then they explode for no reason. The look of the game is spot on. A lot of the cinematic cutscenes are almost shot for shot what happened in the film. But other than the look, this game doesn't really have a lot in common with its source material. So because of that, I'm going to have to say that Alien Resurrection, the game, is not like the movie.
Alien Resurrection.
If you like this video, check out my podcast where we talked about Alien Resurrection. We also have reviews for the other Alien films. The podcast airs every Monday on YouTube at 3 and can be found anywhere podcasts are heard. And if you like this video, go back into our back catalog and check out this old video we did for Aliens Colonial Marines. Bye!
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.